This is the QCY T6, and since they have air hooks, it's clear that they are focused on sporty activities. They also have a function for ambient sound, so you can hear the surrounding sound without taking them off. But first, let's have a look at what we get. The box is of typical QCY style with a picture of the model on the front and some specifications on the back. Inside we have the case itself, and it definitely looks bigger than I expected. We also have a charging cable, extra earbuds, and a user manual that comes in Chinese and English language. For charging we get a micro USB to standard USB cable, so again no USB Type-C. The rubber buds come in 3 different sizes and they are soft and nice to touch. The charging case is quite big, so this is not going to be very pocket friendly, that's for sure. On top is a QCY logo, and on the back is the connector for the micro USB cable. If I open the lid, you can see how the earphones are placed inside the case. They sit with the ear hooks sticking up, which is basically the only reason why this case is so thick. I think I personally would prefer a wider but thinner case, instead of a thick case like this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you put the case in a pocket or maybe in a bag? The earphones are held in here by magnets, so they're easy enough to take out and put back in. Overall, the case feels well built, but in my opinion, it's too big. The earphones look nice and the ear hook is not removable. It is very flexible in all directions, so they sit very comfortably around the ears, without pressing in any way. But if you wear glasses, they may get in the way and create some discomfort. On the side are the charging connectors, and above is the microphone. There's also a LED light on the side that will blink while they're in pairing mode, and light up while they're being charged in the case. The flat surface on the front is the touch-sensitive area, and it's quite easy to use without getting any accidental touches. To prevent the earbuds from going very deep into the ear canal, we have this area here, which will rest inside the ear's cavity. Although they sit nicely in the ears and do a good job sealing out the surrounding sound, you may need to fiddle a bit to get the perfect seal. If the angle is a bit off, it may leak some sound, which will make some of the bass disappear. They are rated IPX5, so using them outside in the rain is okay, and they can handle some sweat without any problems, which is of course good for sports. The batteries in here are 60 mAh and can last up to 6 hours at 50% volume. The case has a 600 mAh battery, and together this should give us a total of up to 30 hours of music at 50% volume. That's about 4 full recharges of the earphones, and it takes about 2 hours to recharge them. I use them daily for about 2 weeks, and I usually got about 5.5 hours at loud volume per charge. After emptying all the batteries, including the case, I got a total of 22 hours. There is a charging light in front of the case as well, but it's only used to show the charging progress of the case, so sadly it cannot be used to check the battery level. It's also important that you try the different rubber buds, because this will greatly impact the sound and especially the bass. I had to change to one size larger, and I recommend that you do the same before you stick with one size. Like some other QCY models, there are 2 ways to pair the earphones. The first is by using the phone's own Bluetooth pairing system. Take the earphones out of the case and select it in the list. The other way is to install the QCY app, which I do recommend, as it gives us a few extra options, but more about that a bit later. Here it will pop up with an animation of the correct earphones, and we compare them by following the on-screen instructions. The first thing you should do in the app is check for firmware updates and install it. This is necessary to get the ambient sound function working. It takes a couple of minutes, but it's very easy to do. To quickly get into the app, there's a shortcut in the notification area. Just tap it and we're in. It can of course also be started by using the app's icon. In here we can see the remaining battery for each earphone, and tapping it will give us some more options. We can for example change the button functions. As you can see here, I have set up the triple tap on the left earphone to activate the Ambient Sound Sens. This is very convenient as I don't have to open the app to activate it. At any time when I need the ambient sound, I can triple tap on the left earphone to switch it on, and when I'm done, just tap again to switch it off. There's a little bit of background noise while using this function, but the sound quality is good. You can also change it to control volume, assistant, skip and pause. The equalizer has some presets that we can use, like default, pop, bass, classic, soft and rock. But we can also make our own adjustments by adjusting it here. The ambient sound function can be activated in the app, but it's easier and much more convenient to assign it to one of the button functions. That way we don't have to open the app to activate or deactivate it. Next is the find headset function, so you can find the earphones if you misplaced them. The green button will play a loud sound in the earphones if they're still connected to the phone. It's loud enough to hear it from a short distance, so hopefully they're not too far away. But if you're not connected, we can open the map to see where we last used them. The position is saved by using the phone's location data when using the earphones. If you have other supported models from QCY, they can also be added to this app. For controlling music, we can double tap on either of the earphones to play or pause. The touch area works well and is precise enough, but it's sticking out a bit from the ear and can sometimes be a bit difficult to find, especially if you're moving around. Hold on the right one to skip forward. Hold on the left one to skip backward. Triple tapping will open the assistant. But like I said earlier, the buttons can be programmed to do what you want in the app, so you don't have to use this setup. Regarding latency, these earphones do a very good job in apps like YouTube and Netflix with no noticeable delay. The earphones are now attached to my camera, so the sound you hear is directly from the camera. And as you can see, they do a good job. But if you want to play fast games, they sadly don't have gaming mode, so there's too much delay in my opinion. If you need earphones for games, there are better options out there, and I would recommend going for something with a dedicated gaming mode. When it comes to phone calls, the microphone does a good job in silent areas, but it struggles a bit when there's a lot of background noise. Let's listen to a sample I recorded.
This is a microphone test for the QCY T6. I'm in a silent area, so you can hear what it sounds like without any background noise. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am now in an area with some traffic noise in the background, so you can hear what it sounds like when it's not all silent. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As you heard, if you're in a silent area they're okay, but in more noisy areas they struggle a bit. When it comes to comfort, these earphones sit well in the ears, and the ear hooks do a good job holding them in place. The hooks are also very flexible, so they don't create any pressure or other form of discomfort. Sometimes I had to adjust them a bit to get the perfect fit, but when they're in, they sit sturdy and well. They don't go very deep into the ears, but still deep enough to seal out the surrounding sounds. They have 12mm drivers that give a nice sound that is a bit on the warm side. Highs and mids are good and clear, but the dynamic range isn't as good as earphones that have aptX. The result is a sound that is less wide and spacious, but without sounding muffled. Vocals and instruments sound nice, with good separation and no discomfort. They also have very nice bass that is punchy and goes quite deep, with a good low rumble. So if you're looking for bass, these do a good job. Overall, the sound quality is quite good, with very good bass. They're also very comfortable to wear, and they have good battery life. My only complaint is the size of the case, as it makes it difficult or close to impossible to put it in a pocket. But for such a low price, they perform very well, so they get a thumbs up from me. And that's it for my review. If you liked the video, click that like button, and if you didn't already subscribe, just click that button below the video and the bell for more. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.